Welcome to Help with Natalie Cuomo, the podcast about a girl who just can't help herself.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Help with Natalie Cuomo. I am back from Skankfest. I'm alive, I'm well, and I've got two awesome guests in the studio. Today, I am joined by the amazing Lil Sasquatch. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay. And Xia Anderson. How are you, Xia?
I'm good. How's it going, Natalie?
I'm great.
Awesome.
Just barely hanging on by a thread, but I'm feeling good now. So I do always like to start the podcast, jump right in, and ask you guys the best advice you have ever received. So,
You can go
Xia,
first.
do you want to go first?
Okay. I think the best, and I had to think about this for a while, but this one like popped out to me kind of immediately, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go with that one. When I was hosting for Maria Menounos, she has a network in LA called AfterBuzz, and I was hosting there. And I went to this thing that they put on, and her husband, Kevin Undergaro, who helps her run like everything. He's like the man behind the woman kind of thing. And his advice was 50% of being successful is just showing up. So just show up. And I was like, fuck that. And it's good advice because that's kind of been my motto with everything. Like say yes to everything and just show up.
Wow. That is good advice.
Yeah, I like it. It served me well so far.
Damn. What are situations in which you feel like you're kind of presented with a situation where you are asked to make a choice about like showing up or not showing up?
Well, I think it's kind of with anything. Like even so much like doing podcasts. Like, hey, can you do this podcast? Yes, I can. And just show up. Same thing with like job interviews and auditions, especially when you go to auditions a lot. That's one thing. They can be super nerve-wracking, and it's super easy to just be like, oh, you know what? I don't want this job that bad. Or like maybe I don't really want this job, but you don't know where it's going to lead. So just show up because there's going to be so many other people that don't go for that same reason or for like various other reasons. If you're the person that goes, you're halfway there.
Do you feel like it's the same thing as like right place, right time?
Yeah, that helps too. Because if you're always there, then your chances of being in the right place at the right time are more.
True.
Harry, here's a question. How much of that do you think is like 50%, like if you try to take that to like the internet, right? Because you guys are both like online content creators.
Yeah.
How much of that is, do you think you could take that to be like 50% of being successful on creating content online is just putting content out there, just making it and just like creating stuff and putting it out there and putting it out there? Do you think you could say that also, or does it not apply?
No, that would make sense. Because if you don't have the content out there, then you've got nothing. So like,
I think that I mean, especially when you're starting out, I think that like consistency is like the biggest thing that you can do because it's just like putting more stuff out. But I mean, I know like Gary V is like, he's like, you know, Gary V?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always like, oh, put out 500 TikToks a day. And it's like, well, that's not going to work for anybody unless you just want to piss off everyone that follows you.
yeah, that's a good way to get people to not want to follow. Same thing with like Instagram.
Yeah.
I straight up unfollowed people on Instagram who post like 5 times a day. Like, cool it, buddy.
Yeah, I definitely don't post nearly as much on anything as I used to. I used to just sit on Twitter for like 15 hours a day and just tweet like 100 times.
Really?
Yeah, and now I tweet once in a blue moon.
What do you think? Do you think it was helpful for you to be tweeting so consistently?
Yeah, definitely. It just gives you like a better feel for like what people like.
Does it suck though? Like because I guess if you're tweeting that much, you have to feel the bombs. It's like stand up, right? Like,
Oh, yeah,
if you're getting
for
up all the
sure.
time, you're bombing a lot because that's
Yeah.
just life.
Yeah.
So that's like for me, if I tweet a lot, I'm like, oh god, a lot of these are not catching.
yeah.
Like, is that something that you deal with when you tweet a lot? Is that something you have to do to kind of get big on Twitter?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I look back on old tweets of mine and I'm like, oh man, that's really not funny at all. But yeah, I mean, I think that's with anything. Like some shit's gonna work, some shit's not gonna work.
Sometimes I like turn to my boyfriend Lewis and I'm like, oh, I thought of a really good tweet, and I'll say it and he'll just look at me and he'll be like, and I'll be like, we have to bomb in front of each other, right?
He's someone who tweets like 1,000 times a day.
He doesn't care about
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, how do you get to that place where it is just about showing up or just expressing yourself or like putting things out there and just being yourself? And because I do feel like showing up now is not just showing up in person. I feel like showing up is like having an online presence also.
Yes.
So it's like kind of cool to take that advice and like bring it there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is part of your same thing with going, like, applying for any kind of entertainment job or anything like that. Having a following is part of the resume. They're like, must have at least like 750,000 followers. And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I actually, before I ask you your advice, I wanted to talk about this today. So my Instagram is like usually very curated. Like I usually like only post like pretty nice pictures of myself. They're not like it's not really me doing things. It's like curated, and I've done a good job like building a following with that. But at Skankfest, I was like having so much fun. I was taking pictures. I was just posting whatever, reposting stories. So I was on the phone with one of my best friends yesterday, and he was like, I was surprised, Natalie, there were no photos of you from Skankfest that were like Natalie photos. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, you look like you're going to the supermarket in every single photo.
Oh, wow. You're like, cool, thanks.
I was like, wait, what? He's like, I mean, you look good going to the supermarket. I'm like, no.
I'm trying to walk that back now, buddy.
This is not. So I like take this and I bring it to like my other really good friend. I shouldn't blow her spot up like that. Whatever. I take it. And I'm like, oh my God, he said that I look like I was going to the supermarket. And she's like, well, and here's the thing. They're candid photos. And, then it like brings me to this question, and I want to ask you guys this because you guys like have internet presence and stuff like that. What is your feeling about posting things that are candid? They're showing your life. You don't look perfect, but you're hanging out with friends. You're having a fun time. Maybe you're a little too high, so you look a little crazy, okay? Sorry if I take a dab. I don't look perfect.
Yeah.
However, what do you think about doing that versus like kind of showing this like more perfect or curated version of yourself? Like, what do you guys feel about that?
I mean, I don't really post like normal pictures of myself ever, so.
Right, but you post videos and stuff like that,
yeah.
and they're definitely like you've thought about them before, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't know. I think like from anyone's like, I feel like from like a fan's point of perspective, like they probably enjoy seeing like the normal version of you rather than like a curated like what, like, I don't know, right?
You say that, but then at the same time, it's like you develop a following based on like kind of like this brand that you put out there, and kind of like based on like, for example, the videos that you write, the sketches that you write. So you don't develop a following based on like your sister's graduation.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of like, where is the line for that? And like, how personal do you guys get on social media? And like, how do you guys balance that?
So I am the same as you. My Instagram is very carefully curated, and I started off basically being like, oh, it's me. And doing some of the stuff that I do. So my rule kind of is my feed is just the photos that I take, and I pick one photo out of like 30 like photos, and there's one good one. I'm like, all right, this is one I'm going to post, and it's usually just me, and a lot of them are, I have an OnlyFans, so I'm trying to sell that. So a lot of it is that kind of stuff. But my rule is I do that in my feed, and then any of them were candid stuff or life stuff or fun stuff, I just put in my stories. So, and when I do post things that are like, if I post a clip or something, because I'll post like hosting clips or podcast clips or whatever I've got going on, and they just never do as well as like a photo in a bra, of course, because that's the following that that's the following that you've created. And I do think it's a little different for girls. Like if you post stuff looking not as good, you're going to get some shitty comments about it, like no matter what. Like if you have a derp face, like there's going to be people being like, oh. Yeah. And you're going to get a bunch of shit for it.
Yeah, I don't yeah, I feel like it probably does. It probably is more for girls. I don't think my followers really give a fuck what I post.
Right. Really? Like, do you feel like if you posted like
if I post something that like sucks, they're going to be like, this sucks. but if it's like funny or something, like I don't think they're going to care.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd get more likes if it was you in a bra?
Probably, yeah. They would probably love that.
People would like that.
Yeah.
Do you get personal on your page or like on your podcast, or do you feel like it's mostly just like, funny things that you thought of?
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, like I get like I'll talk about if something happens in like my day-to-day life, like I'll say something like that, but I don't talk about like my personal life or anything like that, like at all.
Why is that?
I just don't want to. I don't want my followers to be like, I mean, people are weird. I don't want them. Like I got like some kid today, this kid that I grew up with, like we were like next door neighbors, got a DM from someone being like, hey, can you ask Lil Sass if he needs a manager? And like there's zero connection between me and him. Like I haven't talked to him in like 6 years probably.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know how the person would even have known to go to him for that. And he texted me, he was like, do you know this kid? And I was like, I have no idea who that is.
Right.
Yeah, so.
People are creepy.
Yeah.
People are weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm struggling finding a balance also because I want to be more of myself. That's kind of like, but I also have insecurities.
We all do.
So
I'm definitely like open and honest about my life to a fault.
me too.
Like I talk about everything where I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have put that out there, but it's out there now. Fuck it.
I think I posted something about like being drunk or somewhere and someone commented like, are you sure you should be drinking that much with the medication you're on? I'm like, fuck.
They know everything.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'm like, well, I do tell them. Okay, so what is the best advice you have ever received?
So I just did a quote. I don't think I've ever really gotten advice
You've
in
never
real
gotten
life
advice.
that I've paid attention to.
That's great.
Which I should.
And that's part of your success.
Yeah, I guess. Mine was a Norm Macdonald quote where he says, bad comedians say things to make people clap, not laugh.
Ooh.
Which I liked a lot.
That's a great quote.
Yeah.
Repeat it. It's a good
Bad
one.
comedians say things to make people clap, not laugh.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's like calling out all the hacks.
Yeah, SNL. I mean, that's like what their shows turned into.
Yeah.
It's just clapping.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of comics will feel good when people clap and
Yeah.
not when they laugh. How have you taken that into your own act? Because you do stand up, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I just don't say things to like I don't really try and like talk about like serious things that will make, and if I do, I'm usually trying to have the worst possible outlook on it because I think
Yeah.
that's funnier
Definitely.
than like going on stage and being like Kyle Rittenhouse should be burnt alive. Like it's more funny to say something else than what everyone else is thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the only time I want people like clapping is at the end, right?
Yeah. Or when you go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Or after I have sex with them. Hey. Okay. I feel like it's really interesting. Sometimes you get so in your head as a comic that you forget, like you're thinking so much about yourself and being funny that you forget that you're like trying to make other people laugh, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I literally will just have to be like, Natalie, the whole point is that you're just trying to make these people laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like SNL or like some organizations and people are thinking about themselves and the way they seem over just trying to make people have a good time.
Yeah, definitely. Like they think they're like the second coming of God and everyone needs to hear their word.
Oh my God, I hate people like that. It's like, if you
Yeah.
have a platform, you should know. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I have no, like, you should not be listening to fucking anything I say. I should absolutely not be using my platform for
Yeah.
anything other than what I use it for.
I
Stupid.
totally agree. I feel like why do people trust comedians got into comedy because they couldn't do anything else.
It's entertainment.
If you ask any comic, why are you a comedian? They're literally going to say, I can't do anything else. This is the
Yeah.
only thing I can do. So why are you taking
Yeah, it's true.
It is. It's ridiculous. Same thing of like holding comedians to this ridiculously high standard of like, well, they made this joke. It's like, yeah, they were trying to make a joke. Maybe it didn't work and you
Right.
didn't find it funny. But to be like, oh, well, now this person's an awful person. It's like, no, they're a comedian. That's their job. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Fucking calm down.
I like offending people. I think, do you enjoy offending people?
No, I don't really think I like try and offend people. I think I more try to like my favorite type of stuff to do is to like online is to like make a joke that like will like it's not I don't know like I don't want to say like trolling, but it's like I try and say something that like would appear to be serious if like you didn't know who I was, and then like it'll be so outrageously stupid that like people will like freak out and like go crazy about it.
Like a caricature of something.
Yeah. Like I had a joke where I was saying that have you ever seen like the Ruth Conda tweet?
No.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
They were basic like Wakanda forever.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
there's that one chick.
Yeah, so I did like a play on that, and I was like, my son came up to me, who I don't have a son, and I was like, my son came up to me and said he wanted to be a superhero for Halloween, and I was like, oh, like Batman or Superman, and he was like, no, like Dr. Fauci. And I tweeted that. And like still to this day, I still get so many people tweeting at me about it being like, you know, Fauci's responsible for like 10 million deaths, like all this like crazy shit. And it's like, well, yeah, also I'm 20 and I don't have a son either, so.
That's hilarious. I feel like those videos are, I think that's so funny because you're fucking with people.
Yeah.
And so they're the people that get it and the people that don't, and it's both are hilarious.
Yeah. I love the people that take comedians super seriously and get all worked up on Twitter. They get all like riled up and they're like, "Wah!" And you're just like, oh, you were just. And then you look at their followers and they have like 2 followers and you're just like, oh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're just upset because no one hears you and you need to be heard.
Yeah.
Like, God. Twitter is a cesspool. I also like keep telling myself I need to spend more time on Twitter, and then I just don't because it fucking sucks.
No.
Yeah, there's definitely no need to spend more time on Twitter.
It was this morning I was driving, like obviously there's like constant trolls, and I saw like a weird tweet that was like a troll that annoyed me, and I was like, wow, it's just only like 6 months ago did I accidentally rear end someone when I saw a troll tweet by accident. And now I can look at it and just put it down. I mean, wow, I've come so far.
Did you actually rear end someone?
I literally was like, oh my God. I'm like,
What was the tweet? Do you remember?
it wasn't a tweet. It was a troll. It was someone accidentally texted me an ugly photo of myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's the same vein, you know.
Yeah.
It's like right now, if someone did that, I'd be okay. But that was good. That was good stuff.
Yeah.
It's juicy.
And then you drove your car into someone else's.
And then I drove my car to someone else. Then I got the car. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And he was like, it's okay. And I was like, no. Yeah. I like when people embarrass themselves like that. It's always a thank you. I fucking hate everyone so much. It's crazy. I hate everyone. I don't like people. Why? I don't like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, people can be pretty shitty.
There's too many humans. So you live in Manhattan.
Yeah, Hell's Kitchen.
And you moved here, what, like a year and a half ago?
Yeah, last August.
What inspired the move to this disgusting dump of a fucking place?
Well, I got hired at Barstool when
Okay.
it was June last year. So
you're like, I guess I'll move here.
yeah, I was gonna stay in school and do part-time at Barstool and part-time at college, but then I was like, this is just dumb.
Yeah.
So, and it was at the time where school was fully online.
Right.
So I was like, I don't want to do Zoom classes or anything like that, so I just decided to go full-time at Barstool and move to New York.
What were you studying in school?
Film.
Film.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it's like a useless major.
What did you want to do with it?
I wanted to. I was a film major with like a focus in screenwriting.
Okay.
So I wanted to do screenwriting. Yeah.
Did your parents care that you were dropping out of college?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, they did. It was like a big decision, I guess. And then they wanted me to go back.
Were you like, Mom, I'm famous?
They wanted me to go back in last year, like right around when my contract was like expiring, which I got renewed. But like you can like I had a choice to like stay at Barstool or go back to school, and I was gonna go back to school for a bit. Like I enrolled in the class, and then as soon as I enrolled in the class, I was like, yeah, I'm never going back to school. because I like did like one class and I was like, holy shit, this is awful. Yeah. It's like a 3-hour class on a Thursday night.
Oh.
No, you are 1,000,000% making the right decision in your life. It's not even, do you feel totally validated in the decisions you're making?
Oh, yeah. I was like a little iffy before because like my first year at Barstool was kind of weird. Like I didn't really do much. Like I did like sketches. But the thing with sketches is there's no money in sketches.
Right.
Like for anybody.
Yeah.
Like even like the best sketches you see. Like unless you have like a Netflix show, like Tim Robinson or something, like it's like sketches are like basically there's no way to make money for them unless you want to do an ad in like a 30-second sketch, which is pretty shitty. So then I started doing my podcast, which ended up doing well. So that's like what I'm going with now. And I feel a lot more stable with my job.
That's great.
Yeah.
And the name of your podcast is
Son of a Boy Dad.
Okay, yeah. Son of a Boy Dad. Where did you get the name Son of a Boy Dad?
I don't know. My co-host just sent me a bunch of names, and Son of a Boy Dad was one of them. And I was like, let's do that one.
You picked it.
Yeah, it's like a ripoff on Kobe. He used to be a girl dad, and that was his big thing was a girl dad, and he had like girl dad shirts that he would wear and stuff.
Okay. Are you a big Kobe fan?
No. Well, I mean, like I don't want to say no.
Are you a big Ari Shaffir fan?
So, yes, I do like Ari Shaffir. I'm not, but I wanted to go back to the Kobe thing. I don't watch sports.
Yeah.
But I was like shocked when he died.
Yeah.
I felt bad.
Everyone was sad. It's a sad event.
Except Ari.
Except Ari. he wore a Lakers jersey at the roast. Lewis's roast. It was hilarious.
Yeah, no, I think Ari's very funny.
Yeah. Did you go to college?
No, I went to community college for like a semester and a half, I think.
Yeah.
I was working 2 jobs at the time and had to pay for it myself, and I was just super overwhelmed. I was like, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do this. I'm going to get myself into all this debt, and so I just decided not to. Yeah. And I think that's probably better. Otherwise, I would have hundreds of thousands of student loan debt and probably be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I think about if like I did go to college, and I think
Where'd you go?
I went to Bard College.
Oh, nice.
If I didn't go, I would. Other than like the fact that like if a butterfly flaps its wings, like all of those things,
Right,
those
right.
events in life, like so I probably would be in a different place. But if I didn't go to college, I would be living in a nice house.
Yeah.
I would have nice. Everyone would be like, "Damn, Natalie has good clothes. Yeah. Her skin is so good. Her hair looks nice all the time." Like I would just be fucking. I don't think the problem is when you go to college. It's not a time where you can grasp the concept of money. If I could grasp the concept of how much money that is, I simply would not have gone because that's fucking insane. I mean, it's just sad. It makes me cry. It makes my heart hurt because I'm sad that I wasted. I went for 3 years, but
Did you graduate?
I did graduate.
You just graduated early?
I graduated early because I was smart, and I'm not using it. I wasted my brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I hated school my entire life, so like I'm pumped that I didn't go to school. But there's definitely aspects of it that I miss, like the social aspects. Like I didn't really get like the college experience. But now I live in New York and I just hang out with a bunch of 30-year-old men.
I do feel like
Living the dream.
Yeah.
the college experience, I definitely say the social element is like the most important. Hi, Justin. I feel like that is the part that is. But if I don't have any friends from college, not a single.
Yeah, I still keep in touch with some of my friends. But yeah, I mean, I was in school for literally 6 months because I went. Yeah, I went in like 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
And when I went, we got sent home for COVID.
Damn.
Like right after Christmas, we went back for like a month, and then we got sent home.
How old are you? You're 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't really like go to college. Like I went for 6 months.
You're so successful at such a young age.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've been like on social media for so long. It's so weird. That's like why I don't tweet a lot anymore because I just like it feels like it's run its course.
I'm an old man now.
I mean, it feels that way. But I should stay consistent with it.
No, I mean, you're creating content. You have a podcast. You're working.
Yeah,
you're
just like podcasts is so much more fun, and it's like it's like an hour of content.
Yeah.
You get to interact with people you actually want to interact with.
Yeah.
Not the garbage that tweet at you for.
Yeah.
And I should say, like, my Twitter's not too bad. People are usually pretty nice to me. I don't get like too many gnarly tweets, and if I do, I just mute the person and kind of ignore them. But it's times where you're just like, why did you even feel the need to say that to me? Like, go fuck yourself.
Well, you have an
I don't give a shit.
OnlyFans. What kind of stuff are you getting on OnlyFans? Like, are people nicer on OnlyFans because you're like more vulnerable, I guess is a way to put it, or are they creepy?
No,
You have to, like,
typically they're
interact
nicer.
with them?
Yeah. I answer messages. That's where I answer. Almost every day, sometimes every other day if I get really busy. I'll answer all my messages on OnlyFans. And for the most part, it is everybody being super nice. Every once in a while, I've had a guy get super creepy and like get really explicit with something. And then he's like, I'm sorry, you deserve to be treated with more respect than that. Like, he apologized afterwards because I was like, whoa. Because like, I'm married and everybody knows that. Like, I'm open about it. I don't sext with people.
Right.
That's not part of it. That's not like what I do.
Right.
But it's interesting because a lot of people will chat on there that's not even about sexual stuff too. Like, I'll have full conversations about just random video games because I stream. So people just talk
What
about.
games do you play?
I've been playing New World lately.
I don't play that. I've never played it.
If you ever played World of Warcraft,
Yeah.
you'll probably really
I
like
never
it.
played that either.
You're like,
Do
no.
you play video? Do you stream?
No.
You play video games.
I play video games. Yeah, I actually just got a PlayStation. My old PlayStation got stolen
How?
right when I moved to Hell's Kitchen. Actually, the second day I was there.
Like from your apartment.
So I was home. I'm from Massachusetts, and I was home, and my parents were not there. And then I was hanging out with my friends, and then one of them was like sick, and then like the next day he told us he had COVID, and so I had to leave my house.
Okay.
I had to go to. So I was like, all right, I'll just go back to New York because like I didn't want to like get my parents sick. So I went back to New York, and this was like when I was moving in. So I was gonna have my mom drive me up from Massachusetts to New York like, with all my shit, but like she couldn't. So I had to put everything into like I just brought like a duffel bag of like a couple days of clothes, and then my mom mailed me all my stuff. And then when she mailed it to me, she sent like literally like every single thing that I own in 2 boxes, and the UPS or whoever did it, like the mail guy, put it like outside.
No.
And I got, or it was like, it wasn't like outside. It was like, so we have like a lobby, but the lobby doesn't lock to the outside. So it has to go through the second door, and he just left it in the first door. And I like went in, and it was like, I was coming back from, so I forget where I was. I was like out to dinner, and I was coming back, and I got back, and just like there was like shit all over the lobby. And I was like, whose stuff is this? And it was just all, and then like it took me like 30 seconds. And I was like, holy shit, this is all of my stuff. And luckily
Someone
they didn't.
like ripped through the box and put stuff everywhere.
Yeah, they ripped through everything. Luckily they didn't take, I don't think they took any of my clothes. I still,
like, this is trash.
Yeah, they took like I had like a new box of socks. And they took the socks.
Well, people always need new socks.
Yeah, and
That's true.
they did take the PlayStation though, and they took like all of my PlayStation shit. So that sucked.
What
Probably
PlayStation
pawned
was
it
it?
immediately.
PlayStation 4.
Okay. Did you get the 5?
I did not.
You don't have the 5?
No, you can't even get the 5.
They're really hard to get. It took me, I think, a year and a half to get the new Xbox.
Yeah, it's like, there's like a wait list or some shit.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Damn.
And every time they're available, like for a while, Nick would sit there, my husband would sit there and click like refresh on the page to try and get one. And every time, immediately, they were fucking gone.
Damn.
Yeah. We ended up having to drive into Staten Island to get one. We finally got one.
Do you feel like how is it being in a relationship and having an OnlyFans? Like, is that something that you had to work to manage, or it was always just super chill and it was always just like, this is work, this is not even like something that comes up as like jealousy or weird?
Nah, I got super lucky. I've got like the most non-jealous husband in the world. He's like 0 issues with any of that. Like he takes all the photos. It was his idea. He's like, you should start an OnlyFans. You could probably do really well. And I thought about it for like 2 years before I did. Because as generally, it's hard to get taken seriously when you're doing any sort of journalism or entertainment journalism or anything, trying to do podcast shows, hosting, whatever it is.
Right.
It's already hard to get taken seriously. And I was like, this is going to make it so much fucking harder. It's going to make it harder to get jobs. It's going to make it harder for people to look at you other than like, oh, it's just the OnlyFans chick. But eventually I got to a point where I was like, fuck it. Like, people are going to think what they're going to think anyway.
Yeah.
So you may as well do what you like to do. And it's a fun way. It's like a great way to support me. It helps me out. It's fucking for just 33 cents a day, you can help a white girl in New Jersey pay her
33
rent.
cents a day. That's pretty good.
It's not bad. And you get some pretty awesome, spicy content. I'm going to start putting a podcast up on there, too.
That's cool.
Yeah, instead of having like a separate Patreon, you can get a bunch of content in one place.
Cool.
And and it's fun for me. And mostly everybody's really fucking cool. I get some really weird requests sometimes, but it's
Like,
not too.
like, what's the weirdest request?
I think the weirdest one was this dude wanted me to shove gummy bears up my ass and then send them to him so he could eat them.
Ew.
Did you?
No.
How much was he going to pay?
I didn't even get to that point. He was just like, would you do that? And I was like, honestly, this is if you got sick, I'd be liable. I'm not even going there. I'm not sending you ass gummy bears.
I would be scared the gummy bears would get stuck in your ass.
Yeah, that too, right?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
They would get stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, they're too small.
And sticky.
They're too small to go up. Like you'd lose them, and then they just have to dissolve in there. That would be fuck.
Yeah, it would suck.
Oh.
You'd probably get a pretty big sugar high.
Yeah.
Just be like tweaked out, my eyes twitching.
Yeah. It'd be like a gummy bear enema. I mean, this guy's really fucking with you.
Yeah, he's super weird. He also wanted me to he wanted to send me a pillow with a picture of his face on it.
Ugh.
And he wanted me to sit on the pillow and fart on it for like a month and send it back to him.
That's so weird. With his face on it?
Yeah.
My God.
Same
Actually,
dude.
oh man, I talked about this on stage with Justin at Skankfest because I'm like in the green room. I'm in the green room. I'm about to go on stage. Oh my God. I'm about to go on stage and I just see like a message request on Facebook. And I'm like, okay. And it's the craziest. Harrington, I want you to be able to pull up these photos, but I haven't sent them to you, and it's like 20 dick pics. So I don't even know.
Wow.
I can't. It's YouTube. So I'll just have to.
Yeah, that
I
was a
just
hard
have to.
no.
So what happens is I'm like, oh my God, and I'm like, this is I'm freaking out. Like Ryan Long's there, I'm like showing him, and Justin's like, what's happening? And he's like, we have to read this on stage together because I have a joke at the end of my set that's about this. So we read this and we showed all the audience all the photos. It was like it's the crazy. I'll read you guys this DM, and like just so you guys know, like this is how many dick pics he sent.
God.
Like it is crazy.
At least they have that like tap to view thing, so you don't got to see all of them.
Thank God.
I mean,
OnlyFans has that too.
There are photos. His dick is pierced. His balls are pierced.
Ew.
There's a photo of his dick wearing glasses.
Oh,
That's
God.
funny, though.
That is funny. He's wearing
he might be a comedic genius.
he's wearing bunny ears. He has like a bunny rabbit tail butt plug
That he put
Like,
in and sent a picture of you with a butt plug
It
in.
is so psychotic.
That's like those people need to like be on like a watch list.
He is not okay.
Yeah.
This man is ill.
I want to hear the DM.
Okay. He says. Also, he sent it at 1:30 p.m. Like this wasn't even like a 2 a.m. Like I'm.
You think he sent it to multiple people?
I hope so. I really hope so.
Why would you just have 20 dick pics just like in the like ready to go?
And there are a lot of like also like his face because he deserves.
He showed his face?
Yeah, like his face is in all of that's him.
Okay.
Why would you send a picture of
He
your
actually
face?
he's definitely raped a child. Like it's not a question. He has raped a child.
Looking at that face, yeah.
It
Probably.
makes me sick.
There's definitely a good chance.
So he goes, "Hi, sorry to annoy you, but I'll start by saying I'm an admirer. I like your comedy and you're gorgeous, and I've always had a thing for hot comedians. Perhaps it's a masochistic tendency that makes me imagine how fun it would be. Oh, I hate this. If they teased me and cracked jokes at my expense. I mean, no disrespect with what I'm about to send you, but I've been frustrated over the lockdown, and it would be an honor and a joy for me if you could see me
man,
naked.
This is so weird.
I hope at the worst you'll just get a laugh out of these pictures in the event that they don't make you wet."
Oh no.
So he thought that there was a chance they were going to make you wet. Like he really thought that.
It would be a privilege for me merely to humiliate myself for you. So feel free to snigger at me wearing pink frilly panties and showing off and toying with my tiny little cock. It's perhaps a while since you'll have witnessed such a comically small one, so it's natural it might cause amusement, yet my minuscule baby carrot dick is all I have to show you.
What? Is it actually that small?
No. It's just a pity, though, that while you view these, this is making me ill. I can't spend an hour or so licking your pussy. But fate denies me such exquisite paradise. But these are oldish pics of necessity I've had up before on a few nude selfie sharing sites. I'd send newer photos if my camera weren't broken. The non-nudes without watermarks prove the nude pics are of me.
Do you think it's him? Do you think the pictures are him?
Or he just pulled them from the site he was talking about.
But then how do you get the selfies?
I think it could just be a random dude.
And then he goes, I'm sorry for presuming to send so many, but I do believe if you scroll up through these, they will offer you enormous entertainment. And if so, thank you for sparing your time on me.
Well, he's kind of right.
And then here's the crazy thing. So I go to his profile. I'm like, all right, who is this guy?
Yeah.
It's a fake profile.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
He has 4 friends. He's following 7 women, and one of them is Kate Quigley.
I don't know who Kate Quigley is.
She's like one of the comedians.
That almost died.
That almost died recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From the fentanyl.
Oh, wow.
So my thought is, what the fuck is going on here?
Like, do you think that's someone that you might know that sent you like fake selfies?
No.
I don't know. Do you
It's
think this
definitely
is the
not
real
someone you
person,
know.
or do you think this is like a fake?
It's hard to judge.
Yeah, that is weird. Well, because there are a lot of people though that
I mean, who on the internet would just have 20 pictures of their dick out there?
These photos make you like.
I don't even want to see
They
it.
are. They make me sick. They
Yeah.
make me physically ill. Yeah.
It's weird too because you showed that selfie and he looks like such a vanilla fucking white dude, and then he's got like dick and ball piercings. Like it doesn't match. Looking at him.
true.
He would shoot up a school. He would come to one of my shows and skin my face and then walk around wearing it. Like that's
Yeah.
how I imagine him.
He's size 14. Would you?
I don't think I've gotten any crazy. Like, I don't really get weird DMs.
No way.
That's nice.
I mean, like, I get like if I get a DM, like, the worst DMs I get are people just being like, "I hate you," but like I don't get like creepy DMs from like men.
But what about
That's
do
good.
you get a lot of girls in your DMs?
Like,
You do. No, you do.
I don't interact with like people like that though.
What do you mean?
Like, I would never like talk to like a girl from like that like follows me.
Like if a girl followed you and DM'd you and was like, "Hey, I love you," you wouldn't like message back and be like, "Oh, thanks." You
No.
just smart. That's
I would
smart.
block them. No,
You're like, something is wrong with you.
No, I used to reply to like every DM I got, and I would like talk to the person for like an hour.
And then you're like, I'm doing charity work here.
Yeah. But I don't reply to. I very rarely reply to DMs now.
Yeah, I had to stop too. I was the same as you. I would reply and then talk, but then I ended up in like 30 different conversations with 30 different people that like want to keep talking. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys are super nice. And I felt bad because like it's
And then
usually
they're like,
people.
I'm gonna kill myself, and then you're like responsible for it.
Right. You're just like shit. But I got to
Who
a
are you
point where,
guys
like,
talking to?
I was on
people
Twitter
on
in
the
like a
internet.
weird time. I think I was definitely like exposed to some stuff when I was like young that like, just like people that I was like 14 talking to like adults on Twitter.
Which
you
is like
okay?
super.
Yeah, I'm good.
What were you exposed to?
No, just like people like they'd be like, oh, like I'm going to rehab, like shit like that,
Okay,
and I'd be like,
okay.
oh, cool. I'm like, I'm going to math. I got math in like an hour.
I'm in high school.
Yeah,
You know?
I was like, I'm at gym. I'm in gym right now.
So crazy.
Yeah.
I feel similarly like I grew up with social media and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but not in the sense where you interacted with strangers. It was more where you interacted with people that you already knew on social media.
Right.
Yeah, so I wouldn't like talk to like I guess they were strangers, but it'd be like people who were like in the same like Twitter sphere as me,
Okay.
which is weird. Like one of the people that I used to be friends with, I actually work with now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. You're like, we both made it, buddy.
Yeah, but it was weird because like his name's KB No Swag.
I just listened to the episode with KB No Sweat.
Yeah,
he was just
he's
on your
hysterical.
podcast. Yeah.
He's one of the funniest people I've ever met, and he was like one of like the original like viral tweeters.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know how familiar you guys are with Twitter. Like you guys know like Bill Ratchet.
I don't think so.
You would know him if you saw him. His
Yeah.
profile picture
Okay.
at least. There was like five like big Twitter people, and he was one of them. And he's like a fantastic writer, and he like wanted to get hired at Barstool to write for like the blog's not like as big as it used to be, but like it used to be like Barstool was like mainly a blog, and he wanted to get hired to write there, and then he he like applied and they didn't hire him, and then he like wrote a blog. Oh yeah, that's Bill Ratchet.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that around Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys know the video, double cheeked up on like a Thursday?
I need to get up on my Twitter memes. Damn.
It's from a comedian. I forget what the comedian's name is, but yeah, this video.
Okay, let's see. Yeah.
You guys have never seen this?
I don't think so, no. Bless you.
Coming out the nail salon. So I peeped the ass out and I was like, damn, she thick as fuck. Turn around, TT. I was like, damn, nigga, what you doing out here with all this ass? Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, hella ass. The sun is still out, my nigga. And it was just, I mean, that's the homie.
How is that?
That's it's like Bill Ratchet used to tweet. He tweets that video every Thursday.
Okay. Forever.
And he's done it for
Thursday.
years. I don't know if he still does it,
Wow.
but he did it for multiple years, every single Thursday. Never missed a Thursday.
Damn.
Yeah, but eventually my buddy KB got hired at Barstool, and then I got hired like 2 years later, and then we reunited.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I
good
feel
time.
like I did have that sphere when I was in college on Tumblr. I had my Tumblr.
Oh, yeah,
Tumblr.
yeah.
Yes,
I
yep.
was more of a Tumblr girl. I had my friends in Tumblr. They lived in Philly. And I know all their
ever
like
meet
names.
any of them?
I did. I met Tiny Nug. I did.
How was that?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've met like one person from Twitter, and it was probably KB. I'm trying to think if I've met anyone else. No, I don't think I have.
No,
I Tumblr
haven't.
was definitely like I had a whole world on
Yeah.
there. I met
And then Tumblr banned porn, and where's Tumblr?
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
they're
That was the
gone.
no one cares
downfall.
about
Yeah.
Tumblr at all anymore.
No.
Well, yeah, because they banned porn.
Did they bring it back or no?
I can't remember.
I can't remember
They
if-
tried, it didn't work.
Something happened with them. I forget what it
loved
was.
Tumblr.
I liked Tumblr
I wasn't on
too.
Tumblr.
Oh, I was.
The thing is, I never had success on there, but I feel like now, I could really
Yeah.
give Tumblr a run for its money.
Oh yeah. Well, there's really no like what would compare to Tumblr now? Nothing. Twitter,
Yeah, no.
Pinterest a little bit
Pinterest. kind
yeah,
of,
but
yeah.
Pinterest is like not like
for like old.
Pinterest
yeah.
is for middle-aged moms
Yeah.
who like to put salads in jars.
Yeah,
I hate
yeah.
putting salads in jars.
Sorry.
I never even have seen that before. but it
I've
sounds
never
good.
either, but I just am picturing it. I'm like, today would be a good day if I put a salad in a motherfucking jar.
That sounds good.
Started a new thing here.
My God. Yeah. All right, you guys. This has been so awesome. Do you guys have anything that you want to plug? Zia, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Check out my OnlyFans. It's a great way to support me. Get to see some spicy shit. It's awesome. OnlyFans.com/Zialand. It is XIALAND. Twitter and Instagram at Zia_land. It is XIA_LAND. And Twitch.tv/Zialand. I stream on Twitch 3 days a week. I do snacking streams, gaming streams. It's always fun.
Yay. Awesome. What about you?
Just Son of a Boy Dad podcast.
Oh,
That's all.
I forgot to plug Chip. I'm sorry. Chip
Yes.
Tripperson. Check out the Chip Tripperson podcast. Always fun. Every Sundays it comes out on YouTube, and he also has a Patreon.
I had a great time with you on Chip.
That was so fun
It
to
was
have you
awesome.
on. Yeah, you were great. As soon as you left, Jim was like, she was really good. And I was like, yeah, she was great. So
I was like, Lewis, that was really good on Chip. He's like,
you did great.
it was really fun. When are you performing stand-up anytime soon in New York City that people can come check you out?
Yeah, tomorrow at the stand.
Tomorrow at the stand?
Upstairs. 8
Upstairs,
o'clock.
8 o'clock. Check out Lil Sasquatch at the stand. Check out his podcast. Check out Xia Anderson on Twitch. OnlyFans. Check me out at the stand. Classy Trashy Comedy. And thank you guys. Love you all so much. Tune in next week. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Help with Natalie Cuomo. Tune in next week for another episode. Find us on social media at Help with Natalie.